Hi everyone, Grey Power 60 here. Welcome to another Tea With Me Tuesday. My first Tea With Me Tuesday in the year 2023. Actually, it's my first real good video. I did 2 videos on Valentine's stuff only because I had brought up some boxes from downstairs and decided to go through it and see what I had. And then I remember listening to Lisa talking about going back and doing pocket letters, and I thought, you know what? I should give it a try. So I did do that. It was okay, but it was a chance for me to not think too much and just do it, you know. My problem is sometimes I try to overanalyze things, and anyway, it turned out okay. I was pleased enough with it. I mean, I wasn't trying to be overly creative. I just wanted to have something sort of simple and um, cute, and Anyway, so usually the first month of the year, I actually over the Christmas holidays and for the New Year, I always try and come up with a word for the year. And after a lot of contemplating and a lot of thought and a lot of feeling how I am now, how things are going, I decided to use the word stability. And I wrote down because I tend to go off on a tangent and I do forget and etc., etc. Stability can also mean balance, security, strength, support, perseverance, durability. All of those things for me mean stability. And I decided on that word because there are a lot of things in my life lately that I have kind of, I'm trying to think of the word, unsettling sometimes. Things have been unsettling more than it should have, for me, more than it should have. So over the COVID years, and now we've got some more variants coming out, and there's more concern and all kinds of things going on. And in my decluttering process, I started going through my mom's clothes. A lot of clothes I haven't touched. A lot is in her closet hanging up. She'll never, ever wear. Never wear. A lot of them are too big for her now. I won't wear them. Family won't wear them. And I started going through, I decided I was going to go through all of her dresser. And I just went through 2, the first 2, her underwear drawer and with nightgowns and so on, and the second drawer, which is things that she wears often. And I did a big laundry, and when I was doing the laundry, I had been procrastinating because maybe feeling a little down, maybe feeling a little overwhelmed with so many different things going on. My multi-craft store closing, and I kept going and getting more and more things that I don't need. You look at it like maybe I could use it someday, and all of those things, and buying that's not necessary, buying things that are not necessary. And I started thinking about, every time I went downstairs, like for the Christmas things, I would bring up boxes and go through them, because last year, every year, I say I am going to pack things up properly, and what I don't use this year, I'm going to get rid of. Well, I hadn't done that in past years. This year, pretty close to doing that. There's still a few things that I don't want to get rid of yet. There are some things that I didn't even put out this year, but yet I don't want to get rid of them, you know? And there are things of Mom's that I need to go through. And I think over my head, I started throwing things in my room again, which is where I am. Again, I'm in my bedroom. I hope you don't mind. I got the fan on because I'm always too warm. But anyway, and I think I just kept putting it off because I didn't want to, first of all, think of losing Mom. Secondly, getting rid of something that the just in case excuse. I should keep this just in case. And then, after a while, if you really sit down and think about the just in case thing, 9 times out of 10, just in case doesn't even come into play. Whereas things change over the years, you may not use those same things, and you end up getting rid of them anyway. So a lot was playing on my mind about getting rid of things, sorting through things, and I found myself cluttering up more space than getting rid of things. And I finally, and there was a big box in my mom's room too, full of stuff, paper things, pictures, things like that. And I went through that box, and there were tons and tons of pictures of people I had no idea who they were. No idea. Some of them were Mom's friends that I did recognize, but they've since passed away. And I don't know their relatives. I don't know their children. I don't know their family. So I can't send them those pictures. There are some pictures of people, she has pictures of people when they were in Florida. They used to go to Florida every year. They had a mobile home down there, and they would go down for 6 months. And, friends and so on down there, different occasions, different parties that they had, whatever. I don't know any of these people, so I can't keep those pictures. They're of no value to anyone except Mom, and Mom doesn't know who they are. I showed her a lot of the pictures, and she really didn't know who they were, and pictures of Mom I kept, but pictures of other things. So I finally said that's enough. There were papers that were of no consequence. There were magazines, there were things that were absolutely of no use. So I was so pleased to go through that box. But as I was going through the box and going through the pictures, I started to think again, and I had done a video on the Swedish death wish, is it called? Swedish death something, where when you reach a certain age, whether it be retirement, whether it be 65, whether it be, even younger, whatever, it's time to clean out your home so that should something happen to you, the burden of going through your things is not, put upon your family. And I really wanted to do that, but it ended up, I think, that I have more than I did then. I have more stuff than I did then. So I thought, you know what, I have to do this. And I think it's better to go through things when you're motivated than to go through it when you have to go through them. You know, there's going to come a time, should anything happen to Mom, should anything happen to me, but if anything happens to Mom, I won't be staying in this apartment. I don't think. I'm not sure yet, but I don't think so. And if that's the case, I can't bring a lot of stuff with me. In my dining area, used to be my dining room, there is a gigantic cabinet, a china cabinet, that Mom's partner and her had bought for their house. It's huge. I kept it because we have a lot of crystal, I have. I think Mom did too. We have a lot of teapots that are decorative. Um, a set of dishes like these. I've forgotten what these ones are. My grandmother had bought these. The Royal Albert Dimity Rose. Dimity Rose is the name of this Royal Albert set. And I started using them because I didn't want them sitting in the cupboard, but there are still big dinner plates, luncheon plates, dessert plates, bowls, teacups, salt and pepper shakers, and all the whole drill. And I decided that I'm going to sell it. I decided to get rid of it because I know that is a big item, and I think it's one of the things that's hampering me from getting rid of things. So I decided, let's get back now. I mean, we're talking about decluttering and so on, but what I'm trying to say is that my word stability, I want to bring balance back into my life. Balancing my caring for Mom, balancing my crafting, which I love to do, my balancing my family, balancing my health, my budget, trying to stabilize my life a little bit, which is what I want to do, is kind of control what I can keep balanced or secure. What are the other words? Durability, and strength. So, stability means all of those things. And I want to bring that back into the things that I can control. There's many things in life we can't control. We can't control viruses, the weather. I can't control how long I'll live, how long Mom will live, how long family. I can't control, but I can control how I live. I can control my money situation, my budget. I can control a lot of those things. And that's what I want to stabilize. I want my life to be more stable. I want it not to be so out of control. And I have allowed myself, by bringing in a lot of things from the Multicraft store, things that I'll never use, but in my mind when I was collecting them, it was things I was going to donate. I have donated, I think I showed you, I don't remember, I had 3x3 cube boxes. I had gotten them from U-Haul. I had quite a few of them here. I think I got one behind me. Filled 3 big boxes, 3 of those boxes. Twice I went to the Boys and Girls Club and dropped that. Boys and Girls Club, yeah. I keep saying Girls and Boys Club, but it's Boys and Girls. Anyway, to a local one near me. And that felt so good. But after delivering the second batch, he was sweet to say, they really have a lot. People do donate a lot of craft stuff to them. So they're getting to capacity where I'm going to have to find another source for the rest of my stuff. Now, I've talked to my daughter-in-law, who also does crafts, but she's now working on a lot of Cricut stuff. A lot of that you know, the vinyl and so on. That she's really into that right now. So the other craft stuff that I've been hoarding, which is basically what I've been doing, I've decided that I am just going to drop it off at the various thrift shops, just in boxes. Um, I think that's the best thing, and allow them to make money on it, and the money goes to a good cause. Now, I could also drop it off at Value Village, where they, you know, don't donate; they profit from donations. But there, we have three that I know of other thrift stores that I can drop it off to, where they the money that they make, a certain percentage goes to certain charities, like St. Vincent de Paul. There's also the Diabetic Association. There is the Salvation Army. So there, you know, there are a lot of different thrift stores that I can drop stuff off. And I've actually been quite brutal about going through my stuff. Now, with Mom's clothes, I have thought about getting her things dry cleaned and donating those. I think that would be a good idea for some of her more expensive, because she has beautiful clothes, to donate. So that is, you know, sort of, I'm trying to balance my decluttering, stabilize my life. I'm going to use that word. Um, to try and I do this every year, and I think as a crafter, I'm a messy crafter. I think we all talked about that before. I am. And I think that it's time for me, although I'm a messy crafter, to be a little bit more organized. And I think it will give me mental stability so that I can feel more in control rather than to be overwhelmed, you know, looking at the different things that I have. So I made a list. So the things, in order to make my life feel more stable and things that I can control, I've got my craft organization, I've got my financial goals, I've got my health watch. I'm sorry I'm reading this, but I would have forgotten. I got to challenge my demons. What I mean by that is that all of us have little demons that tempt us to do things. As an example, Dollar Tree shopping, um, going to Michael's for the grab bags, um, you know, things like that. You know, we're because the economy has become so expensive, clothing, food, all the necessities, because it's become, we tend to go to places where we can get bargains, and then we hoard. Maybe not hoard is a good word, but we certainly do buy more than we, you know, that we need. So that was the other thing that I had here. And the reason I put challenge our dreams, challenge our demons, is because some of our demons, there's fear, there's embarrassment. I wrote these all down because I was so intent on this. Feeling that we're not good enough. And that comes true in my crafting. Sometimes I feel like I'm not good enough. I don't have those expensive, you know, I've got to stop watching those, but I don't have those expensive equipment, and I don't tend to buy them. I don't think I'll ever make a business out of my crafting. It's more of relating with you guys and chatting with you guys and sharing, you know, sharing kind of things that I've discovered, things that maybe you know, I've learned, and you may already know it, but because it's new to me, I want to share it, because there may be someone else out there that one thing, whatever it may be new to you too. And there are always new ideas and new things coming out. But a lot, especially before Christmas, there was a lot of videos on buying more and more dyes, and I don't even use the ones that I've already got. So, I tend to not watch those anymore. I try to stay away from them. So, the other demons that we have are disappointments, being overwhelmed, fear, as I said, embarrassments. I'm just reading from my notes. And like I said, feeling not good enough. I do sometimes feel that way when I'm looking after Mom. Am I doing okay? Am I doing everything I possibly can that she needs now that she's at a low level in her digression? Is that what we say? as she goes, um, as she goes deeper into her dementia. Am I doing everything I can? And I was sitting the other day at my craft table, my desk, and Mom was sitting there, and we couldn't go out because there had been a lot of rain and a little bit of ice, and we couldn't. I don't like to take a chance on Mom falling. I mean, I can go out and I can drive because usually the streets are all salted, but I have to worry about her walking from our door to the car, from the car to the shopping. There's all these things to worry about. So I don't take chances on days like that. And I put things on TV that I hope she will enjoy, that she used to enjoy, and she doesn't enjoy them anymore. So now I have to find something else for her. I try to find activities, but it's more time for me to spend trying to help her when she'll get annoyed because she can't do things. Last year, I think it was last year, the year before, it was great when I was making those little woolen caps you can make just the woolen caps for the heads of snowmen, or you could make them for gnomes and things like that. And she was doing a great job helping me, but she can't do that anymore. So I have to make sure she's comfortable. Oh, and I got a surprise yesterday. I have been trying for days and days and days to get Mom to take a bath. The best I could do is give her what we used to call a sponge bath, kind of wash the important parts. But it's difficult for me to help her wash her private parts because she says, oh, it's wet, or it's cold, or it's the words that she can't use, and she doesn't like it. And it made me, I talked to my daughter about it. Anyway, I cut that in half. What I wanted to say was she finally said she wanted something. And she brought me into the bathroom and I said, would you like a bath? She said, yes. I had pulled the curtain back and said, do you want a bath? And she said, yes. And I went, oh, I'm so glad. I talked to my daughter about it because she works in a mommy baby unit now, but for 8 years she worked in geriatric long-term care. And, I was telling her I was getting frustrated that, I wanted Mom to wash more, how difficult it was. And I'm one, just her and me, how difficult it was. I'd run a bath for her. I'd get it all ready for her. And she refused. She absolutely refused. And my daughter said to me, now you know what the nurses go through in long-term care. You can't force, someone to do something they don't want to do. You can use all of the tricks that Teepa Snow has taught us for gently easing them into a situation. But if they don't want to do it, they won't, they get agitated, they get angry, and they remember that feeling. So when their family comes to visit, they're agitated and the family's upset. Why hasn't my mother had a bath? Oops, I'm shaking something here. Why hasn't my mother had a bath? Why hasn't anyone washed her hair? So on. And my daughter said, now you know why, Mom. You're having difficulty with your mom, and she's only one, and she's here, and it's easy to kind of talk her into it over a couple of days. But in a nursing home, they've only got so much time. then there's different shifts, and the people don't, they get very, very angry and very adamant. And, I thought about that long and hard, and I realized, it's true, because I had said that about my uncle when he was in a nursing home. And I remember that. I remember that about my grandmother when she was in a nursing home. When they are determined and they absolutely refuse, you can't just dump them into a tub or dump them into a shower, whether they like it or not. The best you can do is give them a little sponge bath, gently start with warm. My daughter said even warming up baby wipes, warm them up first, because that's what they used to do, and then try and get into the private parts gently and so on. So for all of us out there, for all of you, I now know why it's difficult to get them to wash. Anyway, that was kind of off in a tangent a little bit, but I just wanted to share my excuse me, share my word of the year, have my cup of tea. It's longer than I wanted to go today, but then of course I always go off in another area, but it's some things that I wanted to share with you. It's lovely when mom cooperates to do things. I'm sure nursing staff at nursing homes also feel blessed that they can, get them into showers or into baths, and, anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there. So this year, I am probably going to, for the first part of the year, look at my channel and perhaps change things up a bit. I haven't done vlogs in a long time. I haven't taken you out with us when we go out. Remember Susan Sunshine? She used to take us on car vlogs. I used to do that, take you out on car vlogs. So we may do that again. It's sometimes fun to get away from the crafting and get away from the other things in our life and see what other people are doing, and just talk and just go for a drive, and we'll see. So I want to take a look at my channel. I had hoped I would reach 3,000 by Christmas, but that didn't happen, and that's okay. It's not a big deal. I just was kind of hoping, but I hadn't done enough crafts, and I hadn't really pushed my channel at all. So I'm hoping that we will have a fantastic 2023. I'm hoping that we will all be safe, try and stabilize our lives, attack those demons, challenge them, whatever they may be, the just in case, we've got to throw that out. We've got to stop saying that to ourselves. We'll do this just in case, or we'll save that just in case. It's time to let go. It's time to challenge ourselves, to challenge those demons. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining me. Thanks for listening. I did want to share more, but time is a-wasting. It's getting longer than I expected. But then you know me, I get off in a tangent. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming back to my channel. I really appreciate it. I do things a little different. Sometimes I do things the same as everyone else, but I hope you'll get some enjoyment out of my chats. I'll try and do some lives this year. I think it would be fun to kind of have some chats while I'm doing things, or some Q&As. If anyone would like to do that, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you hope this year will bring for you. For me, I need stability, and it's very difficult to have stability when you're looking after your 92-year-old mom with dementia. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining me today on my Tea With Me Tuesday, and we'll see you again next week. Bye for now.